Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 999 9 Hours, 9 Purses, 9 Doors. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into it because the little theme song plays a lot. Um, we left off with like 2 hour recording, and I couldn't get my editing program to work correctly, so it kind of got messed up a little bit. After we do finish this game, I do have another 3DS game that I wanted to play. Probably won't be a series or anything. It is called Trauma Center, Under the Knife. I definitely want to play that because it seems like a good game. That's going to be an RPG, of course, surgeon type game, almost like Surgeon Simulator, something like that. Little updates. I have a new gaming chair and I love it. It is amazing. You won't hear my little recliner squeaking anymore in your ear. So I have a nice chair and everything. It's nice and comfortable. And I can't think of anything else. Oh yeah, I do need to go back through all my other games. Have a new Nancy Drew game as well. After I got my computer, I could not access the old Nancy Drew game because I no longer have the CD. So I don't know if I'm going to be finishing that because I would have to buy the game all over again. And I really don't want to do that. This freaking Nancy Drew game. It's like making all this noise and just trying to install, so just give me a minute. So I can't really think of anything other than that. I think that would be the bulk of it for right now, so let me go ahead and go into this game because it's really getting on my nerves. I have to keep stopping the little theme song. So voice is ready, let's go. Oh, yeah. I don't even know if I saved. I think I did. I did. Central staircase, so yeah, we're good. Snake finished reading and carefully returned the card to his pocket. The message had been lengthy, but I can't read today. The message had been lengthy, but the message was clear. Its meaning was clear. Only those who verify their numbers at the red could pass through the numbered doors. Teams could not increase or decrease their numbers. The reds, deads, and bracelets enforced the rules. They were judge, jury, and executioner. In defiance of Zero's suggestions, both Santa and Seven put fingers down their throats and began to gag. What? The rest stiffened. Some touched their stomachs, some deeply stared at their bracelets. Oh, they're trying to vomit up the bomb. Junpei gingerly touched his stomach. There was a bomb inside his body. The thought of it made him queasy. His stomach felt oddly hollow and his legs were weak. Why had Zero designed such a ludicrous game? Junpei looked over at the others. Alright, I'm gonna ask one more time. Do any of you know about Zero? They were all silent, each person waiting to hear what the others would say. Finally, Santa spoke. Actually, I saw him. I saw Zero when I got grabbed. I didn't see his face, though. Son of a bitch was wearing some kind of gas mask. What the hell? Come on, guys, give me something. You know, like a surprise or something? Instead, it was Santa who looked surprised. There was a moment of silence, and then everyone spoke at once. Yeah, I saw him too. Me too. He was wearing a gas mask. As stories were sorted out, the truth became clear. All of their stories were the same. They had been abducted at home at midnight. The person claiming to be Zero had worn a mask. There had been white smoke, and then each person passed out. When they awoke, they had found themselves on D deck in a room with a 3-level bunk bed. Only 7 stories seemed to lack the detail of the others.
Oh, me? Yeah, well, mine's just like the rest of yous.
That was all he said. It had occurred to Junpei at the time that it sounded somewhat strange, but he didn't press the issue. He hadn't done so because there was something that struck him even stranger. That was the mystery of the relationship between Snake and Clover. For some reason, they had been abducted from the same room and had woken up in the same room. Junpei looked at them thoughtfully.
So, what's the deal with the 2 of you anyway?
It was Clover that answered. Clearly, she felt she had nothing to hide.
We're siblings.
Siblings?
Yes. Snake is my older brother, obviously. That means I'm his little sister. That really so hard to understand?
Junpei was taken aback. Alright, Nancy Drew, stop popping up. The others seemed just as surprised.
She's correct, of course.
I don't know why he has an English accent, but he does. He laid his hand on Clover's shoulder. Are you surprised? 7?
Well, yeah, but...
Why? There are other people here with connections to one another. It's the sound of the text that gives me his accent. I'm sorry if you don't like it. But I don't care! Those 2, for instance. Snake pointed at Junpei and June.
Oh, you mean Jumpy and me?
Ah, yes. You did say we were childhood friends, didn't you?
You went to school together?
Yeah? June glanced at Junpei, uncomfortable with the sudden attention. Junpei felt somewhat nervous as well, and tried to scratch his head as casually as possible.
Hey, you think maybe we could figure out who Zero is this way? Yeah, you're right. You connect the dots between the victims, and that leads you to the perp. Textbook stuff.
Junpei June, does any of this ring a bell?
Ring a bell?
Ring a bell?
Oh. They looked at one another. And like it was staged, they both tilted their neck at the same time. Well, perhaps you went to school with the son of a multimillionaire.
A millionaire?
Son?
Well, someone brought this boat and set up all this. Whoever Zero is must be incredibly rich.
Well, we can't be sure of that. To me, this seems as though it's the work of an organization, not an individual. Wait. Hang on. This thing. Alright. Zero's most likely simply the representative of a larger group. What sort of organization, or
What sort of organization?
could be a number of things. An army, perhaps, or a research group. Perhaps this is all some sort of psychological experiment. If it is, then it's a pretty messed up experiment. I mean, come on, a guy's dead. There's that flashback. The word dead hung in the air, heavy and ominous. The room went quiet again.
I don't know who the hell this Zero asshole is, but I know for sure he's gotta be pretty screwed up in the head to do all this. If this was all one guy, then he's got serious issues.
Even with the specter of death hanging over them, their discussions continued for some time. In the end, however, they learned nothing. By the time they finished, 1.5 of their 9, or 1.5 of their 9 hours were gone. All they had to show for it was impatience.
Man, we only got 7.5 hours left, okay? You really sure you just want to sit around?
No one was willing to argue this time. Very well then.
There's only one way for us to proceed. Sure not gonna be fun running around knowing we gotta jump when Zero says jump.
Well, it's stupid just to sit around here doing nothing.
Thanks to Snake's card, at least, we have some idea of how all this works.
Correct. And so long as we follow the rules, we will most likely be alright. But what?
Who's going to go in which door? June looked toward the numbered doors.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't have any more than 5 people in one door. All 8 of us can't go in the same door. Then it would seem we'll have to split up.
Wait! Lotus looked terrified.
I'm telling you now, there's no way in hell I'm going through into door 5.
Come on now, don't be selfish.
Call me whatever the hell you want, I'm not going in there. If I'm going to have to walk in all that blood, then I'd rather stay here.
And we're doing so well.
Ace shook his head sadly.
Sorry, but I ain't going in there either. Someone else can go in door 5. Oh, Santa, not you too. Hey man, I just bought these shoes. If you think I'm getting some creepy dude's blood all over them, then you got a think coming. You got another think coming?
Okay. That was the last straw.
What the hell, man? Weren't you the one who kept saying we should get going? Yeah. So? Doesn't mean I want to go into door 5. Oh god.
There was an awkward silence. Finally, Seven spoke.
Fine. I'll go into door 5. I can't go in there alone though. Anyone else willing to come with me?
There was another long silence. This time, Snake was the one to break it.
Olga.
What?
Don't worry, you'll be fine. We may part now, but I'm certain we'll meet again later.
How do you know about that?
Because I do.
That's not an answer. If you're going, I'm going too. I'm going into door 5.
What am I going to do with you? There's nothing you have to do.
Ace stepped forward. If I join you, the problem's solved, correct? 7 is 7 and Snake is 2. If you add Clover's 4 and my 1, the digital root would be 5. 7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 plus... What? 7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 equals 14. 1 plus 4 equals 5.
Okay, so you would only need 3 people, though. I don't understand why they're going for 4 people. I don't know.
Oh, that works. Oh, it works perfectly. The 4 of us can go into door 5.
Wait. What about the other 4? What's their digital root gonna be?
Junpei did a quick mental calculation. Lotus, Santa, June, and Junpei remained. Their bracelet numbers were 8, 3, 6, and 5. 8, 3, 6, 5. What would their digital root be? Oh lord, this freaking puzzle crap. So 8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 5 is 22, and then 2 plus 2 is 4. So it's 4. It would be 4. So it would go through the door. He repeated what he determined. It's 4. Add up our 4 bracelet numbers, and the digital root is 4.
Then we can go into door 4?
Yeah, that worked out well.
Junpei ran over the team assignments in his head one more time. 4 people will go into door 5. 7, Snake, Clover, and Ace. 4 people will go into door 4. Lotus, Santa, June, and Junpei. Junpei had to ask himself if the teams were what he really wanted. Beyond door 5, what remained of the 9th man. He never wanted to see that thing again, but something in him said it would be unwise not to examine the corpse even a little closer. Of course, if he went through door 5, he wouldn't be going with Lotus and Santa. True, it would be possible for him to bring June with him through door 5, but that would mean she would have to see the horrific carnage that waited in there. Junpei didn't want that. Junpei was torn. Should he stay silent and go through door 4? Or should he stop them all and insist on door 5? As he turned his options over and over in his mind, Ace spoke up. Ow.
Alright then. It seems we've reached a conclusion. Shall we go?
He began to walk toward door 5. Clover and Snake followed, with 7 a short distance behind. Junpei, which door do you want to go through? I want to go through door 4 because I don't know who's gonna die. I know that this game has choices where people will die depending on the choices that you make. It's just a game. I don't really like anybody except June, so I like June and Junpei. Those are the people we've been playing as. Well, we've been playing as Junpei. And June, I like her. I kind of like Snake, but I have no emotional attachment to anyone right now except for the main character. So let's go. I got a cough. Decided the door 4 would be fine. He would go through door 4 with Lotus, Santa, and June. Why had Junpei even considered doing otherwise? He would be there for June. For Akane Kurashiki. Is it Akane Kurashiki? That seemed good. He felt it was the right choice to make. He made no shows of affection, but Junpei saw her as something more than just a friend from his childhood. He watched the other 4 walk toward the door. Ace, Snake, and Clover, and 7. Junpei said nothing as they left. I said good luck or something, dang. Before long, they had reached door 5. They talked to one another for a few seconds, saying things Junpei couldn't hear, and then lay their hands one by one in the scanner of the panel of the red. Ace grabbed the lever. His face tight with determination, he turned over his shoulder to look at Junpei and his companions. Goodbye.
Be careful.
Alright. The door animation. Ace pulled the lever, the door swung open, the mouth of a great hungry beast. Beyond the door, Junpei knew, lay the sad remains of the ninth man. It did not surprise him that Ace, Clover, and Seven hesitated. The body was not a pleasant thing. Snake had no such problems, as his blindness made him immune to the horror. He stepped through the door, his feet making a wet splash in the pool of blood. Ugh! Do you intend to kill me? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you? Snake had not even bothered to turn around, but the other three steeled themselves and stepped through the door. Ow. Door 5 swung shut, closing with the heavy finality of metal upon metal. Junpei and his companions scrambled to the door. They pressed their ears to it in an attempt to hear what might be taking place on the other side. Oh! It's beeping! Oh my god, no! It's just like before. Probably the sign of the detonator on the bracelet. Do you think they're okay? June's face showed her concern more plainly than her words ever could. Almost as though in response to her question, a voice rang out from the other side of the door. It was Seven.
Hey! There it is! That's gotta be the dead thing! That dead thing! Come on over here! We gotta authenticate!
The beeping stopped. The sounds of relief were audible even through the heavy door. Oh my gosh. Phew. Looks like it stopped. Junpei and his companions leaned away from the door and breathed a collective sigh of relief of their own. Hey guys, are you doing alright over there? They heard Seven's voice, but it wouldn't hurt to be sure. Yep, we're fine.
Yep, we're fine.
Despite the recent danger, Clover's voice was bubbly as ever.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you about this whole dead thing, okay? The dead is just like the red, but the colors are different. You know how the red was red? Well, the dead is blue. Other than that, it's just like the red. Authenticating is the same too.
Awesome, thanks, that helps a lot.
Well, probably should move on now. You be careful out there. Roger that. How long have we been recording? 22 minutes? Junpei and the others left door 5 and headed toward door 4. They stood in front of the red and placed each of their hands upon it. Four asterisks appeared on the screen. June grabbed the lever and turned around. Or Junpei. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Sure. Let's go. None of them looked particularly optimistic, but their faces were set. Junpei nodded to them and turned back toward the red. Alright, let's go. With strength and determination, he pulled the lever. Here we go. 9 seconds. Jump in there. Run! 4 of them leapt through the door together. The moment they had passed through it, each heard a cold electronic sound coming from their left wrist. The center of each bracelet and a red skull appeared and began to flash. The detonator's countdown had begun. A long moment that each of them spent staring at their wrists. The numbered door behind them closed, the sound of metal on metal reverberating down the hallway. There was no way back now. They were committed. If they could not find the device and deactivate their detonators...
Hey, what the hell's the dead?
How would I know?
Give me that crap. Oh, don't give me that crap, start looking.
I already am. They began to run, eyes looking frantically for the device that was the key to their salvation. The hallway they found themselves running down was a long one, easily 300 feet in length. On the right side stood a series of wooden doors, nearly identical. If they had taken time to think, they would likely have discerned the doors lead to cabins. Don't tell me the dead is one of these rooms. Oh no! How many rooms do you think there are? Junpei was too frightened to count properly. I guess there was 7 or 8 of them. Ah, crap! There wasn't enough time to count them to be sure. Junpei ran to the nearest door. He grabbed the knob and shook it hard. It wouldn't open. It didn't feel locked, more like someone had hammered an iron plate over the other side of the door. Junpei turned around to find another door and saw that his companions had already run to doors of their own. They did not seem to have more success than he had. Their words confirmed his fears. Crap, this one's no good. Same here. It's not moving. June was the last to speak up. As Junpei looked in her direction, his eye caught something he hadn't noticed before. A small red light. It flashed at him dimly from the end of the hallway. That's it! Over there! Even as he yelled, he ran. He grabbed Santa, Lotus, and June and pulled them toward the light. Santa called out to them as he ran. Hey! How many more seconds do we have? How would I know? Our time limit is 81 seconds. I know that. Dang it. I'm asking you how many seconds we have left. In all likelihood, Junpei figured nearly a minute had already passed as the door had closed behind them. Got tape on my... If that was true... Urgency foremost in all their minds, they arrived at the end of the hallway. The dead sat on the left wall, blinking almost tauntingly at them. Hurry! Junpei grabbed hold of the machine, his hands slick with sweat and shaking. He slammed his hand against the scanner panel. The other 3 quickly followed suit. With a grunt, Santa yanked the lever downward. Oh, alright. Pant, 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 pant. Phew, looks like it stopped. His hands beginning to steady, Junpei wiped away some of the sweat that had beaded on his forehead. As they caught their breath, the 4 companions began to look around. At the end of the hallway lay a heavy-looking set of double doors. Set into the walls of the hallway on either side were 2 smaller ones. They all needed inspecting, but Junpei began with the largest of the 3, the double doors. How many times he'd come across similar doors with similar results, he wondered. Or perhaps he corrected himself, more a lack of results. Whatever the reason, the door remained firm and unyielding and refused to allow Junpei or anyone else passage. Near the handle was a small keyhole. Above the keyhole was a small symbol engraved in the brass. Mail? He wasn't quite sure what to make of it and stared at it for a moment in confusion. It was June that corrected him. No, that's not the symbol for mail. It's probably the symbol of Mars. Well, technically they are the same symbol, but I saw a number of symbols near the main hallway. The symbols of the solar system. The Sun, Saturn, the Earth. At least that's what I'm assuming. So this isn't the man symbol, it's a symbol for Mars? I think so, yes. While Junpei and June talked, Santa had disappeared. They turned to find him some distance down the hallway. He had gone to check the other doors. Eventually, he reached the last of them and jogged back. It took him only a moment to catch his breath again. Here's the deal. None of the doors open. Then that must mean we only have 2 more doors. Lotus examined the doors on either side of the larger double door. Each one had a metal plate attached to it. Junpei figured they were probably room numbers. The door on the left read B92, and the door on the right proclaimed that it led to B93. Alright, let's open them. Yeah. Junpei put his hand on the door for the knob of the door to read room 92. Santa moved to the door that read room 93. They made it through the numbered door alive. There was nothing more to be afraid of. Junpei and Santa looked at each other and nodded. 1, 2, 3. In unison, they pushed against their respective doors and promptly found themselves in a new room. Alright, so that is it. That's all I'm doing for today. I have done a 30-minute recording, trying to get some longer episodes to kind of get closer to finishing this game, so that I can start on my other games. So, if you would enjoy some more, go ahead and hit the like button to let me know, and send me a comment, and we will continue this game. I'm actually enjoying myself right now, so I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna go get me some dinner because I am starving. Alright, thank you for watching. Bye.